Hey everybody, Shayne here with Terrestrial Vibes, and I am joined by Tiffany, the modern mystic herself, and we are here to do the spiritual Q&A. We're a little bit late. Sorry about that. We had a couple technical difficulties getting started, and now we're here and we're going. So how this works is we are here to answer your spiritual questions and your losing myself here.
Spiritual questions, open from energy healing, spiritual awakening, psychic gifts. You got a question? We hopefully have the answer to help you.
We hope we have an answer.
Yes, with our combined experience, we hope.
So just a little bit about our experience. For me, I am an exorcist, energy healer, meditation instructor, qigong instructor, and I've been doing meditation and healing for quite a number of years now. So I bring that side of things to the table, and I hope to bring the kind of divine masculine point of view, while Tiffany brings the divine feminine point of view. Tiffany is a Reiki master, a bona fide witch.
With the cackle, I've developed a cackle.
With a witch cackle. It's true.
It is true. I need to own my stuff. I was in denial for years, so I just need to own it.
Mm-hmm. And she has a lot of experience as well.
Yes, I am a Reiki master teacher. And so not only am I a Reiki practitioner, and you can contact me for Reiki sessions, but I also teach Usui Ryoho Reiki and Usui Shiki Reiki, plus Kundalini Angel, you name it. I went nuts a few years back and just got as many Reiki certifications and attunements as I could. And I didn't know why really at the time. I didn't realize I would be teaching it, but that is what I do now. I'm also an intuitive empath, and I'm a psychic medium and higher self channel. And so I do card readings, I do life coaching, you name it. I'm right there for you, right there to help you get you on your path. Much like Shayne, energy healing is something that just comes natural. It's something that I've been doing for a long time, and I delved into it when it came to studies and really absorbed as much information as I could about it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to implore everybody who's just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. First, then I'm going to also say, please share this out to your favorite spiritual groups. Invite your favorite spiritual friends and tag them. Let's get as many people here as possible learning and enjoying the stream with us tonight. Sharing is caring, as always, and we are always grateful for all the shares and all the help. And the show doesn't really work without you guys asking the questions. So please bring some super awesome spiritual questions, maybe things that you've been wondering for a while, or you've always kind of wondered, or you don't, or something new that you just found out about and you want a little more information. Tiffany and I have so much to draw from over, 20 years experience of meditating myself, and Tiffany's experience as well. So yeah. Also, if you're joining us from one of the groups, either 5D Love Ascension or Modern Mystic or one of the other groups that Tiffany has, it doesn't tell us your name in the chat, so it just says a Facebook user. So head over to either the Modern Mystic page or Terrestrial Vibes page and check the stream there. It's the more original stream, I guess. And yeah, head over there and we can see your name.
It went all electronic.
Did it?
Yeah, like I cannot understand you.
Well, stop me next time.
Sound electronic to y'all? Because it sounds like he is a robot. Technical.
I might have to switch to computer.
You are robotic. It's Terrestrial Vibes. He's got that weird staticky robotic-y sound. And my lighter just died. I'm trying to Palo Santo. Crystal Nab is on here. Crystal, if you got a Palo Santo stick, could you Palo Santo for me? Shayne, when you Paulo saw, oh, I have a candle going. Hold up.
The candle's going. My candle's going. Don't worry. How about now? Is it still pixely?
It's better. I can hear you, but it's still funny.
See, and this is just straight phone right now.
There, I can hear you. I can hear you. No robotics, no static. There we go.
Whew, now you're the pixely one.
I know, man.
How about now?
Why? Crystal's on it. She's lighting. Crystal, lighted protection.
I've got it too. I've got it too.
We got some interference going on. It's okay. We got this. Oh, Audrey's here with us. Oh, yay. We've got, wow, we've got some, if y'all can tell us where you're from, we love hearing where you're at and seeing how far we all connect to each other.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this should be a little better.
How much
hopefully
better?
I just took myself off the Wi-Fi.
That's what I had to do that before.
So now my phone is all kind of messed up and my screen is a little messed, but we're okay. All right, so hello from Grand Raggedy, Michigan. Grand Rapids.
And we've got Leon. Hi, Leon. Where are you from?
Leon's from Grand Raggedy.
All right.
Grand Raggedy.
Spokane, Washington with Angel. Danielle. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Jessica. Oh, wow. We already have a question. Leon.
Wonderful. I love the questions.
Yes.
We need all the questions.
Jody, Palo Santo. Yes, sister. Beautiful Audrey. Barb. Hi, Ohio. California, we can't see who you are. So if you could go to either Terrestrial Vibes business page or Modern Mystic and come in our live that way, we're going to be able to see your picture and your name.
Yeah.
Got Julie from New Zealand.
Hello, all the way in New Zealand. It's the next day in New Zealand, so.
It's got to be Tiffany. It said parentals. It says Facebook user, but that's got to be Tiffany.
Yeah, if it's a parentals, yeah.
That is so. Hi, Bobby. We will totally answer that question. Jessica from North Carolina. Jody's new to Eastern Connecticut. Hi, Bridget. All right, we got our people. Which question? Let's do, that's a good one from Jessica. You want to do that one first?
Yeah, how do you know what kind of empath you are, and how do you know what kind of witch you are?
That's a good one.
This is definitely a Tiffany question, especially the witchy stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And the empath
Mind
stuff,
you.
because I'm on the empath stuff, y'all. I was born an empath. Empath goes on the spectrum from highly sensitive person, which is psychologically recognized now, counselors, psychiatrists recognize it, through to empath, where we actually, are feeling other people's feelings and energy, to clairsentience. And clairsentience goes into the psychic ability, where it is the clear feeling of energy, emotion, of spirit. And it's literally that extreme of the spectrum. And then you have the different kinds. So people break this down all different kinds of ways. You're going to see all different variations of different kinds. I say that there's a psychic empath. And a psychic empath is someone who also has psychic gifts. So they have claircognizance, they have clairsentience, they have clairvoyance or clairaudience. You have an intuitive empath. An intuitive empath is more on that claircognizant side. They feel things and they know it with their intuition. They're very intuitive. Their gut instincts are not usually wrong because it is from their higher self, from their intuition, picking up on energy and emotions, the unknown. You have those who are like a geomantic type of empath that specifically connect to the energies of Gaia. And these kind of empaths connect to the flow of the Schumann resonance. They connect to the hertz that the earth literally vibrates to. They can feel when energy is going to shift. They can feel when big storms are happening in the world. They can feel when the weather's going to change. They can literally feel Earth herself. And you have the different variations. So it's not like someone's just one or the other. We all kind of blend into our own type of empowered empath.
So how do you know
Well,
what type you are?
you
So
start
is
studying and you figure out what is it that you're picking up on. Are you picking up on other people so much? Are you picking up on people, places, things? Are you touching something and getting feeling and emotion from an object? That would be like a psychometry type of empath, where you're using your hands to feel the memory of maybe a piece of jewelry or an antique. There's also empaths that connect so much with animals, and they're like an animal empath. And usually with them, they'll pick up on animals, even their thoughts. So that goes into some of that like telepathy aspect that empaths can be. I don't know. They bleed, and it's a matter of knowing yourself and doing a lot of self exploration, and then figuring out where your gift works. So meditation.
And what are you drawn to? Where do you feel like you are going with your gifts and with your empathic abilities, right?
And talk to someone who knows.
It definitely takes time.
You can message me and we can figure out your specific flavor of empath ability. That's part of what I do in psychic development is we explore the students' different gifts, and we explore, like with an empath, we explore what kind of empath they are and what are their strengths and what they need to do to make those strengths stronger, and how they can do exercises to work on it. If you go to my group Modern Mystic, in the guide section, there's a whole section on empaths. And if you click through there, there's one particular article. I'm trying to remember the title of it. I think it's Types of Empaths. And it lists about 12. And some of them are the ones that I've already mentioned. And then there's like a light worker empath, which technically I feel all empaths are light workers. So, or should be, on that awakening path.
Well, if you're a feeler, you're probably going to be wanting to help others too, because that's how you feel better.
Exactly. We're fixers. We're healers. We're those that we are given this gift to feel others as almost, it's a way to help heal and to transmute energies, to change negative energies into a neutral or a healing positive energy. And that's what so many empaths do. Like there's specific transmuter empaths. There's medical empaths. Like a medical empath, they literally, they will be around someone who has a cold and they don't catch the cold per se, but they do energetically. And they start picking up the symptoms of the person they're around. And then they go home and they're like, whoa, wait a second. Like, did I get their cold? Or you can tell when someone's had a surgery because you can feel the pain on the place on your own body where they had that surgery. So that would be like a medical intuitive or a medical empath. A lot of them are nurses.
So we're going to answer the question by saying, do some research, head over to Tiffany's group, Modern Mystic, which, by the way, is one of the most well-organized groups that you can find for information on spirituality, witchy things, Reiki, all that sort of stuff, empaths, all that sort of thing. So head over there, do some research, what resonates with you the most. And to answer the second half of that question, what about witch? Head over to Tiffany's other group, Mystic Witch.
Yes. And for witches, I'm going to say it is more specific. So it's not as fluid as empath, because witches, it's tendency to take our intention, and whatever our intention is, put it into a ritual to make it into a physical reality, because that's what magic is. Magic is much like manifestation. So we're taking a thought, a feeling, an emotion, a ritual, a spell, and we're making it into this 3D reality through our ritual. And so with that, you have like kitchen witches. Kitchen witches, literally, like the name says, they're great at cooking. They're great at adding in that extra spice of healing, of love, of intention into their food. They intuitively will add certain spices that go along with what that person needs to heal. Kitchen witches are great with tinctures. They're great with herbs. They're like a green witch. And then you have eclectic witches, which is like what I am. I'm Wiccan. So eclectic witches, we take a flavor from all the types of witches and we combine them into our own type, our own unique style. You have green witches who specifically work with plants. You have hedge witches who work with spirit and energy. You have white witches, which only do like blessings and protection. Then you go into the different areas, like where you have gray witchcraft, which deals more where they dabble closer to the dark magic, which gets into that creed of do no harm, do as you will. Because like as witches, as Wiccans, like I believe that what we put out into the universe comes back to us times 3, the rule of karma. And so I won't do anything going into that gray area because I'm working on keeping my karma clean. So you have the different kinds and the different variations along that path. Some are sea witches that absolutely do all of their work with ocean, seashells, you name it. Some are, I'm trying to think, fairy witches who work with the fae. You've got cottage witches. You've got, I mean,
there's a lot of witches. We could go on for days on the witches.
I can keep going, I guess, but like we each have our own style, kind of like with empaths, how we have our own gift. And Leon said, yes, gifts can be very stressful. You need to go in Modern Mystic, go look up in the guide for empaths. And there's a section in there about the best crystals, survival tips, ways to shield yourself, because grounding and shielding is really, really, really important. I wear protective crystals, black tourmaline on me 24/7. Because
get some crystals.
Yes, definitely. And you can contact me if you want to know more specifics. We can do a reading on it and we can get your exact type of empath.
Tiffany does super awesome readings, by the way. If you are interested in a tarot reading or Lenormand reading, which is super awesome, and I don't really know very many people that do it besides you, so that's kind of unique.
Lenormand to our students. Lenormand is another type of card reading, but it's based on cardomancy. So it's based on actual playing card decks, and it comes from a psychic medium from the Victorian era. And her name was Pixie Lenormand, and she read from playing cards, and she created her own decks and symbolism, and it's like a full spread. So like I did Shayne originally, I did a card reading for him, and
back in the day,
still coming true a year and a half later.
Yeah, stuff still comes true. So we skipped over a question there before. We have to scroll back.
Oh no, man, I jumped right into it.
Yeah, because it keeps scrolling. Do this one
here. Here we go, Bobby.
Yeah. Do you cast spells? If so, what's a favorite simple and complicated, or perhaps one that had most profound effects? Sigils or incantation? So what is your preferred kind of spells, I guess she's asking, or he's asking.
It would go in with some of what kind of witch you are. So what are you drawn to? Are you a crystal witch? Do you work mostly with crystal energy? Do you feel the energy of the crystals? Do you work with candles? I do a lot of candle magic, and I roll my herbs my candles with herbs with intention. I set a crystal grid around it. I do a protective circle, and I will do it that way. But absolutely, and we cast spells with our intentions and our words. That's why it's called spells. It's spelling. So we are our own magic. A witch can do spells without any tools at all. It's just the tools help us. So my favorite would be a protection and a blessing.
Protection spells, definitely something I do all the time as well.
It's intention. I've got a protection spell going right now for us for this live. I set out.
We've had to do a couple because we've been getting some interference.
Yes, we have, and we blocked it out so far, and our people are helping to block it too.
It's funny because I'm getting different stuff. I'm even getting interference on Facebook for sharing it out. I'm getting interference through the Wi-Fi and a few different things. So there definitely is a reason to have protection spells and to smudge and to clear your space and do that sort of thing. So if I was going to pick one that was probably the most important, that would probably be it for me, is doing those sort of protection. And clearing your space, keeping everything clear.
Blessings. Protection and blessings are the
blessing your
middle line.
spells. Speaking of Facebook, I'm just still trying to share this out on Facebook. So if you're just joining, we love for you guys to share this out with all your favorite spiritual people, to all your favorite spiritual groups, share it out on your pages and your stories or whatever.
Yay!
Sharing is caring, and it helps us help more people and helps more people learn, right? So definitely something we want to do.
Candles galore.
Mm-hmm.
Shine candles. You can get these in a big box on Amazon. And they are a witch's best friend. They're perfect for spells because the intention goes fast with these. They do burn fast. And you can get them a variety of colors. And color has meaning in magic work. White is an all-around universal color. So
I use white.
White is purity. It's protection. It's clarity. It's whatever you need it to be.
But we do have some colored candles for doing magic spells, yes.
Oh, absolutely. I get big boxes of just literally colored candles, like just big boxes. This one's a great one, and I look at that. I mean, I go through my candles.
Yeah. Doing the things. And angels can find you when you have a candle lit. So it makes it really easy.
Always.
If you're an angel person and you like to call on your angels, definitely have a candle going. We use like tea lights, these 8-hour tea lights that last for about 8 hours.
Well, another great one like you use is like the 7-hour, like you get these like at a dollar store.
Yeah.
You know, and I work a lot with Christ consciousness. And so I'll burn a 7-hour, a Christ candle or a guardian angel candle. If I'm helping a spirit to cross over in mediumship, I write their name on it and I bless it. And I help keep that candle lit for them to help guide them to the other side into the light. That is a very, very powerful way to do it. So it's about, knowing yourself and what you work with best. And then once you kind of get down to that, the bare basic foundation, like you are drawn to cooking or you are drawn to candles or you are drawn to, then you can find what works best for you. And Mystic Witch, tons of guides in there in that group. And I uploaded tons of resources and files. Y'all, I uploaded PDF books that you can download. And Baby Witch, beginner, shadow, Book of Shadows. And so you can download the templates of the PDF, print it out, put it in a binder, and have your own Book of Shadows.
There you go.
Free.
I just kind of do what Spirit guides me to do for my spells, but intuitive witch, I guess.
Absolutely.
Here's one for you, Tiffany. Just saying.
Thank you, Tiffany. I love you, sister.
I have to agree with Tiffany.
I'm wearing that sweater. Tiffany saw when I got this sweater, and I was like, "Look, I got the shoes."
Tammy says she's been crying before sleep for no reason.
There's
always a reason. We both said that at the same time.
Always. We don't cry without purpose. That is your body healing something, because tears are salt water, and salt water is the most clearing of energy that you can have. So you are releasing something emotional that your body is cleansing from you. Allow yourself to cry. Dig into where that's coming from. Where's that resonating from? Ask yourself, your soul knows, and send it love and healing.
Yeah.
A lot of us are doing that. Shayne knows. Last night he had to help.
A lot of stuff is happening in the collective, and a lot of us are anchoring in that energy, and we're feeling a lot of that collective energy. In order to do that, we have to feel our own stuff and get rid of our own emotions and let them go through so that we can feel some of the collective stuff. So some of that is our job here as light workers, or maybe not even light workers, just empaths that have came at this time on the planet to help us kind of do this ascension. And in order to ascend, everything has to be felt. you can't let go of an emotion unless you feel the emotion, energy in motion, emotion, right?
It's
So
part
it
of
has to
the,
move. So that could be part of it.
it's got to move. You've got to move it through. Shayne always says this. I'm really bad about it. Girl, drink lots of water. Okay. And
Yeah.
Shayne has a really great explanation of why.
Mm-hmm.
It like, when he told me, I was like, that makes
Well,
sense.
if you think about it, water in your body is what is how energy is removed from your body naturally. So you're clearing things, you're clearing not only on a physical level, you're clearing stuff with a lot of water. If you're drinking a lot of water, you can get rid of all the extra minerals and things that you don't need in your body. But when you have a lot of water, it allows the energy to move as well. If you don't drink enough water and you're doing energy work, it's going to get trapped in your body and in the water in your cells instead of the water that's moving through your system. So, and when that happens, it condenses, the energy condenses and gets trapped there, and
Great
more and
stuff.
more energy gets trapped there, and you get a blockage, you get energy blockages, you get problems in your physiological, and you get energy problems. So you're going to get attachments and breaks in your aura and all that sort of stuff is going to start to happen because you're not drinking enough water to get rid of the energy. And you can mitigate all this sort of stuff by also doing the energy work and doing the time, clearing your energy, clearing cords, doing all those sort of things that I try to teach everybody on my YouTube channel and
your workshop.
in the Facebook, in the workshop, which is also coming up soon.
Gotta throw that out there. I've taken his workshop. It is phenomenal, and I can't recommend it more than words. I mean, it literally. I've been doing energy work forever, and I'm a Reiki master. I'm a practitioner. But the way Shayne teaches energy work and the way he teaches how he does it, his techniques, I incorporate them now into my own practice because they are badass powerful.
Yeah. It's just simple. It's just coming down to making it more and more simple. And I think over the years, I think a lot of these modalities have made things more and more complicated for people to learn, and it made it where they can make money from it or do this or do that. And I just wanted to show people the simple way that if you believe in what you're doing with the energy, it will work. And the simpler, the better. So and that's the way I teach energy work.
But and the way you teach cord cutting, because cord cutting is something that always comes up, and you know you can get really complicated with it, or you can get it back down to the simple. Oh, hi, Anna.
Anna's here.
Link.
I'm just going to put this in the.
You just gotta throw that in there.
I don't have the copy paste pulled up. I'm just typing it.
And then I also have a website, tiffanyclepper.com. But mostly I do most of my stuff through my business page, Modern Mystic.
I'm trying to get the links up. My computer is also, being slow. So it should pop up now. There it goes. And then I'll just also give us.
Leon has a good question. Leon said, so she did a little blessing with the moon tonight. Why does the moon look really chromatic? I thought that was strange. That could be you opening up your clairvoyant sight. And so because of your blessing, you've opened up your third eye a little bit more to see the colors within the colors of our reality. So sometimes our perception will shift when we do things like a blessing or a connection with the moon. And so you could be, close your eyes, see with your third eye, your mind, and see what's going on there. Because I have a feeling that you've opened up that third eye a lot more. Hi, Paola. There, we've got Tiffany's name.
It's true.
Oh, wow. Okay, how do you know if your high intuition is something more?
Your intuition is your intuition. It's all the same.
And what's a high intuition? I'm curious. Is that like higher self?
I think maybe that's what they mean. Higher self.
I think you mean a higher self connection, which is like your soul self connection. It's where you connect literally from your crown chakra to your soul star above. And your soul star houses that connection to the energy of your higher dimensional self, your higher self. And then you can channel that wisdom into your body and bring that higher self energy in. And it does so much good for you.
So I just posted all of our links in the chats.
Yay!
So it should show up for everybody. I posted your direct link to Modern Mystic page so that people can follow your page, but also the link trees are there for both our pages, and you can head over and find all the links for the link trees there, and including the workshop that we were just talking about is also there.
Oh, thank you. Leon, send me a message from my Modern Mystic business page. I'm supposed to help you.
Tiffany, will I help you?
I need to help you. Yeah. So, Jody. Yes. Jody says her literal path in life is turning negative situations into positive. She calls it a spin. Yes, you're transmuting.
And that's what we're here to do. Turn the stuff into a good thing. Bring the vibration up.
Audrey. Oh, wait. Who did you click?
I click Sal.
Click Sal.
What does it mean when a number shows up in your candle wax?
Sign. Look it up,
Because we were talking about candles, and I was like, now we're catching up to where everybody was talking about us talking about candles.
That is a sign, dude. Look up the numerology of that number and look up the symbolism of that number.
Yeah, look up the numbers in numerology.
That is really cool. I would love to see a picture of that, Sal. If you could shoot me a picture, that's cool.
Shell says they're amazing as well.
Shell!
Thank you, Shell. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you joining from YouTube. Hello, anybody else joining from YouTube?
I think I'm almost caught up.
I don't know. I'm just clicking randomly now. Too much coffee, not good. I know quite a few empaths that cannot drink coffee. So if you're an empath, it might not be something for you. If you get jittery and you get anxious on it, probably not good. But I also know people like myself who, when I drink coffee, it actually kind of helps my brain work a little better.
It focuses. Oh, Amber Alert. Darn it. Okay. It focuses me to where when I drink coffee, but that's also because I have ADHD, y'all. So you've also got to think about how your own chemistry works, because is that stimulant. But for me, like with Shayne, it focuses my energy. But if I drink too much of it, I am a hot mess. And it's because I'm jittery, my energy's everywhere, and I'm ungrounded.
Too much of a good thing.
Too much of a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Oh my gosh. I'm loving Leon. Leon totally has to message me.
Yeah. What time of day do you burn your candles? I burn my candles all day. That's why they're 8-hour tea lights. They last all day.
I always have candles.
And then I put one on before bed.
Just practice candle safety.
Yeah. So those, like that candle that you showed earlier with Jesus on it, you can get those at Walmart or Amazon,
dollar store, man.
Dollar store. They offer them almost everywhere.
This one's St. Jude.
When it's done, what I do is I fill it with salt and I put a tea light in it so it's safe inside the glass.
I've got several. I've got one right here that's an angel one that or a Mother Mary, and it never burnt correctly. And so I use a tea light in this one. And I just put the tea light on top and exchange it out. And I have an altar, and I have several altars in my house, but I have an old player piano that was my great grandmother's, and she's been with me my whole life. And so that's my ancestor altar on top of the piano. And I have pictures of my family members that have passed, and I keep a guardian angel candle going on that altar all the time. I always have one of these going on it for protection of home, for showing regard for my ancestors and showing blessings and thanks to them.
Got the spammer. Don't worry, I got him.
I was about to jump on it.
I got him. I got him on a computer there.
Sweet. Squish it.
Got them.
I was imagining like fly swatter.
They wait for us to go live, right? Like,
dude, they're like creepy.
How do we send you a message? Because Leon wants to get in touch with you. So the best way is to follow Modern Mystic page and then send a message there. Or
you can message me at Tiffany Klepper, Klepper.
Yeah.
Ashley's here. Hi, Ashley Smashley.
And Margie.
And
Hi, Margie.
Marge.
I can only stomach 1 cup a day. Yeah, you can only do so much. We were talking about coffee. Here's one. What is our religion? What is your religion? So, okay, I'll start. I don't partake in organized religious activities anymore in my life because I grew up as actually I was baptized United Church, so Christian.
Okay.
And then I went to Catholic school. So I got French Catholic schooling. So there's a lot of church in the school. So I don't practice any religious stuff because of that anymore. And having a spiritual understanding of things, I think that I've had like more of a different understanding of the way they present the same material. And I don't want to knock anything from any religion ever, because I think there's good things in all the religions. I think they all have good things to say or to teach people. It's just in how you interpret it. So for me, yeah, I was actually baptized a Christian.
Me too.
Which is fine. I'm not not going to hide that or say that Christianity is bad or anything, because now that I know more, I just happen to be baptized.
We're more omnistic. Yeah. And so we see the good in all the different practices, and we recognize the good that they do and the spiritual importance of it, and then we kind of combine it for our own unique path.
Exactly. Like, and for nowadays, I would consider myself more of a Taoist, more of a Buddhist, and maybe less of a Christian. But I do like my Jesus stories, and I do compare a lot of things to a lot of the ways that Jesus led his life. And I think if you're on a spiritual path, you are already paralleling what many of those Jesus Buddhas, and I believe there's multiple Buddhas, right? Ascended masters, even some of the monks and saints is what I was trying. The word I was looking for, saints.
Beautiful, yes.
Like Saint Francis and
Saint Christopher for me.
Saint Christopher.
But that's like with Shayne, I'm similar. I was raised very strict Southern Baptist. I live in Texas, y'all. I'm in the Bible Belt. But for me, much like Shayne, so much of what I was being taught didn't sit with my soul. Like, it's like I would ask questions and I would get in trouble in Bible school because I went all the time. And I was in choir in church. I did, and I was always very spiritual, and, but it just, there was stuff that didn't resonate with me. And so I started digging into Christian spirituality in my college days. I took some Bible literature courses where we studied Bible front to back. We studied the New Jerusalem version and the original Hebrew. And my mind was so expanded and blown on so much that has to do with Christianity and religion itself. And then I took some Eastern cultures classes where I studied Taoism, Buddhism. I studied, the traditions of Hinduism. And so then I took off with that on my own, and I started reading the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Hindu Bible, basically. Or I read the Quran. I read the Book of Mormon, y'all. I started.
See, I told you Tiffany had all that background. You guys didn't believe me at the start of the show.
They probably didn't. They're probably like, "What, this girl?" Yeah, right. I am a total religious scholar. I probably went from Christian to Gnostic during that time period. And I became more Gnostic in my beliefs. I read, if you have not read the Nag Hammadi texts, they're online in an archive, they're free. They are from the translations from scrolls that were found in Egypt in the 70s. Y'all, these scrolls have books from Mother Mary's point of view, books from Mary Magdalene's point of view, books that are untouched by monks and man over the centuries.
So kind of like the Dead Sea Scrolls that they found too.
I read those too.
Yeah, I have that book.
Oh my God, it's amazing. And so my spirituality is much like that. And I just, had to learn. It was a soul, people thought I was bizarre. Like here I was, hanging out with people, and I didn't connect anymore to a lot of people. I always want to talk about like Gnosticism or like, what St. Thomas said. And people were like, what is wrong with her? And then I realized that I was awakening. And I kind of continued with this. With my witchiness, I was a witch in multiple past lives. And I did my first spells when I was young. And I didn't even realize they were spells, y'all.
Well, I don't think a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of the rituals that you do in a religious practice are spells that have been ongoing spells for hundreds of years that the people are putting their energy into. So why does it work? Why does it give that energy? Is because so many people have given that energy before, and it allows that religion to expand with that energy, right?
Well, and religion absorbed so much of the pagans that they conquered and took over. So they would they absorbed Saint Bridget, and Bridget is a Celtic goddess. And I connect to her from early childhood. And that's where I started realizing that there was so much more. And I started trying to find what religion was I. Like I had no name, y'all. I had no title. And then I was like, well, I'm spiritual. Well, yeah, the demons.
That's what we call ourselves. Spiritual.
Yeah, but it's vague,
It is.
But it is, I typically, if a Christian asks me, I will say, I'm spiritual, or I'm Gnostic, or, I will say I'm Wiccan. I really started adopting more of the Wiccan practices about 5 years ago. And it was a hard one for me because I was so indoctrinated with this monotheistic idea of God. And I realized that there is missing that divine feminine. The goddess was written out.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's part of what we're healing on this planet right now is that divine feminine.
The goddess.
And now that the divine feminine is healing, we can now start to heal the divine masculine that has been suppressing that divine feminine down for so long. So that's where we're at.
And Leon's my person, one of my people. Leon has read the Nag Hammadi. We need to talk.
There you go.
Seriously.
There you go. For those of you just joining us, or if you haven't been here before, this is Spiritual Q&A with Shayne and Tiffany, and we are answering your spiritual questions. I'm just noticing that we are all out of questions. So when we run out of questions, we usually say, please ask us more questions, or we say goodbye. So I don't want to say goodbye just yet. So let's have a few more spiritual questions. What do you guys want to know? What do you guys need to know? What will help you on your spiritual path?
How can we help give you guidance? Maybe we have some wisdom or something that we've studied that can help you with some of those burning questions that you might have. Thank you, Shell.
There you go. Leon's going to help us out right away.
Yes!
What do you all think on essential oils? So I use a lot of essential oils. I have essential oils in a bottle right here that I can spray around on myself.
I'm going to spray them right now.
It's like taking the essence of something and condensing it down. So the same with the energy. You're condensing that energy down into something, and then that can bring a good energy when you spray it on yourself or when you use it. Or it could be a more powerful medicine.
I'm putting some vervain oil on my hand right now. essential oils, like Shayne said, it's the essence of the plant. It's their energy that we are being
Mm-hmm.
gifted with to use. And every plant has its own spirit, its own energy that it brings into this world, its own gift. And essential oils are a beautiful way to create, just in a diffuser or in a spray or in a tincture, to create that connection with the healing that comes as a gift from that plant.
Exactly. Yeah. I think everybody should have some sort of essential oils. I think tea
Lavender.
tree oil, lavender. Some of those I buy in the big bottle. I'm trying to think of what do we buy in the big bottles?
Ah,
Lavender, tea
peppermint.
tree oil, peppermint oil is great. I'm a big fan of
Frankincense.
like frankincense.
Frankincense and myrrh from the Bible, y'all. Frankincense, myrrh. Some copal is great. Copal's a good one. Sage and Palo Santo essential oils. I make room sprays with Reiki charged crystals with lavender, sage, and Palo Santo. And I charge them with moon water on a full moon.
Yep.
And I cleanse houses and bless them with this. Chalice Right sage oil. That one is a big one.
Yeah. So there's lots of different ones you can get. And most like health food stores sell them. And there's some, you want to make sure you're getting good ones though.
Therapeutic grade.
Make sure you're getting a good brand.
100% therapeutic. If it's not 100% therapeutic, it's considered a fragrance. And so you're not really getting the pure essential oil elixir that you need. So that makes it migraines. I use essential oils for my migraines all the time. Shayne knows I get knocked down with my migraines, and I walk around smelling like essential oils 24/7. This is a good one.
Oh, which one is a good one?
Oh,
I was just, Kimberly asked this question twice, so I wanted to give her a chance.
Okay. Oh, girl, I've had visions too. You're not alone, and there are so many of us that are sensitive and that are tapping into that. I was just telling Shayne about some of my nightmares yesterday. And
what did I tell you about your nightmares?
To tell you about them so you can help me clear them.
Why?
Because they're negative.
So that's because what I do, when you guys get nightmares, it's typically an outside energy influencing you. So what I do as an exorcist is I remove energies that are not supposed to be there, toxic energies, ones infringing upon your free will. If you want to have a good night's sleep and you can't because you're having nightmares, that's your free will being infringed upon. And that means somebody's breaking universal law, and I can remove them.
Yes, he does.
So if you are having nightmares, I encourage you to book a session with me at 3-night healing. It's cheap. If you can't afford the cheapness, you can still book with me. Just talk to me about it. I'm always helpful, and
so much so.
Kids are free. So if your kids are having nightmares, which is something I end up helping a lot of people with and getting good results, let me know, because kids are innocent and they should not be being meddled with at all by any spirit or any negative energy or toxic energies. So I always do clearings on kids for free.
Shayne helped me. I was haunted by night terrors where I used to literally sleepwalk and run around my house screaming, speaking in tongues, because I was being chased by dark energies as a child. And it would come back at different points in my life. And I could say, since connecting with Shayne and him, since that first 3-night clearing he did on me like over a year and a half ago, I have not had a night terror where I've woken up in the living room trying to figure out how I've gotten there. I stay in my bed now, y'all, at night. That's a big deal.
There you go. I get a lot of good feedback from the 3-night healings.
Amazing.
Because I do that clearing, because we're clearing the energy, and a lot of the times the things that are in our lives that are affecting us the most, pain, emotional things, all that stuff is tied to energies and things that are not good for us that could be cleared. Because if you're ready to heal from something, like say a bad relationship or something like that, and the other person is not, and they keep sending this negative energy towards you, but you're ready to say, hey, I love you, I forgive you, and I'm done with you. but the energy keeps attaching to you. That's against your free will. So it's something we can work on and clear, and then you can start to heal with the emotions that you were trying to do anyways, because there's all that stuff is blocking you, right?
That comes up, y'all. I'm not playing. Like after Shayne's done healing, I've had big releases of emotions coming up from traumas that I've thought that I've worked on, but I really had just barely touched the surface. And I've had huge emotional releases coming up. And that's where, booking with Shayne or even booking with me for a Reiki session. And we can do some Reiki, get to the heart of it, figure out what the root of that problem is, and go to the core and send it healing.
Yeah. So and the other thing is tying into what Anna's saying here is that after clearing, or after you get to a point where you've done enough inner work and you're starting to heal, now you can discover your empathic abilities. And this ties into what we were talking at the beginning of the show too. Which kind of empath are you, et cetera, et cetera. I would say get with Tiffany, join Tiffany's mentorship program.
Oh, we're starting a new class.
A new class is starting soon. And that will help you.
Anna, yes. And you will love the ladies already signed up for it. We cover psychic abilities from square one to where our students are going live on readings with us now. So it's a huge, huge growth. In a month, it's a month and a half, 2-month course. And it's one-on-one through Facebook. We work with you. There's a group chat. It's very, very personal.
Yeah, you get to hang out and meet everybody too.
And talk to people with we all have similar situations and circumstances, and that helps our healing. Is we're able to talk to those that are like us.
Here's part of that. I'm just going to tie this in, Sarah. How do you refill your own cup? You can join one of these groups, and you can always be able to interact with everybody else and kind of do that. But also, when you are healing, and I just want to speak to that directly, is when you are healing, you're not using your own energy. And even I am guilty of this because on Wednesday, I overdid it myself, and I burned myself up because I was still using my own energy a little bit.
Some of it's coming from also that place of ego, and that's not a bad thing. Ego's not bad, but it's where I do it too, and I catch myself, and I'm like, dang it, I need to use Reiki, not me.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we're using energy from the universe, universal spirit energy, Reiki energy, whatever you happen to call pranic energy, but you don't want it to be your own chi, your own energy, right? You want it to be coming from source, going through you, and going to wherever it needs to go.
You become a channel for that healing.
You're a channeler. You're an energy channel.
Yeah, like I'm a channel.
So if you keep that in mind before and after you start and stop healing on someone else, then you can also remind yourself to clear cords and clear your aura and make sure you're doing the pre and post work on yourself and your space after doing work on somebody else. And that includes long distance, because when you're long distance healing somebody with Reiki or whatever kind of healing modality, you're still opening up your space and their space and clearing out stuff. So stuff can be, you've got like basically a conduit between the two, right? A portal.
A portal.
So you have to make sure you're closing all that stuff and doing the work that's right. You can't just be like, okay, I'm just going to send healing, right?
Yeah, you can't just willy-nilly,
Just kidding, like, oh, somebody needs healing. I saw them post on Facebook, sending them some Reiki right now. You haven't done the protection. You haven't done the clearing. You haven't cleared your own energy. So how do you know that the energy that you're sending from spirit is not getting muddied up with your own turmoil, emotions, etc., that are going on? So you want to make sure you do these steps that you most likely learned when you took a healing modality. Hopefully you learned.
Some don't. Between the weekend workshops, they're not.
Yeah, they are not. I don't want to get on a negative weekend workshop hunt again. You know my feelings on the weekend.
I know
Reiki workshop, but Yeah,
Make
you just
sure
want to make sure you're not using your own energy. Make sure you're clearing cords and you're everything, especially afterwards. Make sure you're disconnecting from who you're healing.
yeah, you don't want to stay connected. And that's where like I'm serious, y'all, taking Shayne's energy workshop, it teaches you some of those basics that you learn or should learn in like a Reiki practitioner, Reiki 1 course. It works, you work on grounding, you work on clearing space, you work on protection, you work on how to heal not only others, but yourself. And you've got to start with yourself first. Like Reiki 1 is all about self-healing. And it's that way because we have to clear our own channels. We have to clear our own energy. That way, when we're sending Reiki, we're sending it pure. We're not sending it with our junk attached to it too.
Yeah.
So
And that's part of it. You got to clear yourself. You got to do the healing on yourself and open up all those energy gateways for your own before you start doing it to somebody else, which is great. So if you want to join the energy clearing workshop, I posted my link tree there. There's a link in the link tree to do that. And then I'm just going to type Tiffany's link tree as well, because if you want to join the mentorship class that is coming up,
message me.
You have to message. You don't have a link.
They message me from the link. Go to the link and go to Modern Mystic business page, and then send me a message through that, or you can just message me privately at Tiffany Klepper. I'll
Here's
just
all
have
the
to
links.
check my junk, my spam box.
So Ashley's asking, how do I be practical with money, budgeting, and saving while not being in a state of lack?
Good question.
So this is a good question because this affects me quite often.
All of us.
And sometimes it's just a trust. If you let it flow, it will just keep flowing.
That's what I've told Shayne before. One of my spirit animals, not by choice, by the way, is a Portuguese man of war, because I almost died in a Portuguese man of war incident when I was a child. And that spirit animal, jellyfish, has been with me forever. And the symbolism with that is to go with the flow, to ride the waves of life in every situation. And that goes with abundance too. So that's where that trust, knowing that you're going with the flow, you're going with that wave. And by being open to it, you are allowing that abundance to fill your life. And abundance is not always monetary. Abundance comes in so many forms. And sometimes we miss that because we get so stuck in our 3D idea of what abundance is. I mean, yeah, we live in 3D. We've got to have the bills paid. We got to have the lights on. But if you are trusting that the universe does have your back, trusting that your source, whoever it is that you connect with, trust that your higher self has you, it will open up. And we all have lack ideology. We all were indoctrinated with this programming.
It's in the collective.
It's the collective, and we're removing that programming with gratitude.
So gratitude, I was going to say, and budgeting, like, you know what you have to budget, but also you know what you have to do to feel good and keep your vibration high as well. So finding that balance between, like not just frivolously spending on stuff or buying stuff just to feel good, but also saying, okay, well, if this one thing will improve my vibration in my life because it's helping me do this or do that or do this hobby or do, for me, a lot of those stuff is equipment to do live streams. That stuff makes me happy. Programs on the computer that make my life easier, those I used to consider a frivolous expense. Well, I can do it the free way, or I could do it with just a bare minimum, right? And then I started to realize that once I started to go and say, no, it's okay to buy this like light, or it's okay to buy a microphone because it's going to help the energy grow, because I'm going to be happy about having it, and it's going to be something that's still useful. So to me, it just changing the mindset of what was frivolous and what was actually needed.
Yes. That's your programming. That's your programming between necessities. So that's that wants, needs, and desires. And then balancing your wants, needs, and desires with, okay, you've got your spiritual wants, needs, and desires. You've got your materialistic wants, needs, and desires. You've got your emotional, your psychological, and then balancing out what it is in your budget physically. You narrow it down. What are those necessities? Then from there, you know how to do this.
Yeah.
Then you go, okay, this is what I need spiritually. I need to allow myself the ability to get the things I need to walk this path. And then start investing in that path. Start
Candles.
putting that abundance
Cheap.
into it. Huh?
Candles are cheap.
Candles are cheap. Oh, I go through so many candles. And there's, and going in like from a witchy perspective, dude, the basics, like salt, candles, a few basic herbs, a few basic
Selenite.
And
get some selenite.
Selenite.
Everybody should have some selenite, just like Leon says.
Basic crystals.
Yeah.
Selenite.
Selenite's super cheap.
Oh, I have it all over my house. I have it in every windowsill for protection of my home.
I have some in my windowsill. I have a tower beside my bed that lights up.
I do too. You're seeing mine. Mine's a unicorn horn.
Ah, mine's just a big giant tower.
I've got Himalayan salt lamps.
Those are good too, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy it all at once either. You buy one thing and then later, a couple checks later, whatever it happens to be.
Well,
so go with the flow. Buy yourself a pendulum.
Exactly. The more that we connect with our spiritual community, the more I have found also that abundance opens up more, because I made connections with people where I knew that I had something an extra that they needed. So I would mail it to them. I had an extra set of oracle cards, or I had some extra blessed candles, or I make my own candles. So I sent my own candles. And then they would send me something back. And then all of a sudden I have like this group of amazing people that we gift each other when we're in need of something. And it's a free give, free gratitude, free acceptance. And it's opening up that giving and exchanging vibe. So the more you open up that channel, that vibration, the more it spreads out, like throwing a pond into a puddle.
Thank you for sharing, Celeste.
Love you, Celeste.
Where were we here?
Healer burnout. Oh wait, we already did that one.
We were talking about healer burnout.
Moldavite. Callista. Here, that one.
Oh.
You're better with Moldavite than I am. That is the one crystal I do not own.
It shouldn't be affecting you physiologically in a negative way. So that I would guess there's something probably more with diet that's going on there. But...
No, it's concern. She has worries that it's her. How do I put this? There is one point that I went through where I was worried I had too many crystals and they were raising my vibration too much. But that's because I was so ungrounded. And with me, I had physical responses that I was creating, not the crystals. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I created my own stuff because I was concerned my crystals were doing it. So I manifested it. So the Moldavite should not do that. But for that hyperacidity, we're not doctors, but I am a patient. I have lupus and fibro and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. I've dealt with GERD and hyperacidity my whole life. Aloe vera juice. I swear by it.
There you go.
Aloe vera juice. It's so amazing. And you can even just break off your plant and chew some of the aloe vera. Ashley clarified from Law of Attraction. Ew, I dropped my mug. It was empty. Law of Attraction standpoint. I think
we were talking about
budgeting, abundance.
Budgeting and abundance, yeah.
Oh, Shell. What crystals for bedrooms? I'll let you go with that one first.
I
She's
use
got 'em.
whatever your main crystal is. You should sleep with that.
She's got a good
I have
combination.
my Tektite, and I've been dreaming pretty good with my Tektite in the pillow. But
And your
so
needs
I rotate
change.
around. I'll throw different crystals in.
Me too. Your needs change. So if you feel that combination of amethyst, rose quartz, and obsidian may not quite be cutting it, number one, you may need to clear your crystals. So give them a good smudging.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all water safe. Put them in water and run some clear water over them. And then check them out again. I keep black tourmaline all around my bed because since I'm very sensitive to negative energies, and the black tourmaline, and I keep it in a jar with salt. I add lavender essential oils. I do amethyst, rose quartz, and selenite, and I put it in the four corners of my bedroom. And I create a protection.
There you go. Put the intention in. Make sure you're putting the intention that this is a protection grid, and you're calling your angels and your spirit guides and God or whoever it happens to be when you're doing these things. You don't just put the crystal going, I hope it protects me. You crystals are programmable as well. So if you want your crystal, like for instance, I know that my Tektite is naturally good at connecting people to interdimensional beings and things like that. I use it to open up my third eye during dreaming because I rarely dream. So I use this, and I've been having 3 times as many dreams as I normally would have.
Oh,
just by putting it in my pillow. But I'm not going to want that all the time. I might want to do a healing night where I'll put rose quartz in my pillow, or I might do clear quartz if I'm trying to do something like...
It's doing it again.
Doing what?
Electronic voice.
Ah!
And my candle literally just went out when it started. I'm relighting.
There you go.
Shell, a good chunk of labradorite, sister. That one is going to help you so much. And
I go to the crystal store and I just feel around with which one feels good.
Yes.
What am I drawn to?
For anxiety, I use lepidolite because I deal as an empath with a lot of anxiety. And lepidolite is phenomenal for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I love her so much. Marchie. Oh, there we go. Yay, Martine. She never comes back. I miss you.
So when there's no salt, just so you know, are tiny crystals. And they're very good at clearing energy. So that's why we put salt in our salt baths. That's why we put salt in the windows sills and across our doorways. That's why we put salt in our laundry. I put a little bit of salt in the laundry.
I do salt. I do a perimeter outside my entire home. And I put out what's called a boundary. And I mix black salt from the ashes of my herbs and incense. And with my mortar and pestle, literally, I have a mortar and pestle, it's granite. I grind my salt together. And the entire time I'm grinding it, I'm putting that intention of blessing, putting that intention that nothing negative can cross this salt. Then I literally go and my neighbors see me. I put it in a bowl and I make a big batch, and I go and I put it around my entire home, the front door, all the windows. I make sure, and I do this once a month, y'all.
There you go. Keep it updated. Keep the grid going, right?
You've got
Ashley says it's second time she's heard aloe vera juice today, so I think Ashley, you should probably get some too. When that happens, it's a repeated message. That's the universe telling you something. That's
definitely a sign for you.
How do I figure out if losing everything due to unexpected truths coming out is karmic death? Next stage of spiritual awakening. It might be.
Girl, okay. Margie, baby.
Yeah, I think you need a book with Tiffany.
Woo! My life is nothing like it was even 5 years ago, even 1 year ago, even 6 months ago. My life flipped upside down, and I had to ride that wave, and I had to go through a dark night of the soul, and I lost almost everything. But from those ashes, like a phoenix, through that spiritual awakening, you are going to grow into who you are supposed to be, and you are going to be in alignment because you got this.
It's a catalyst.
It's your catalyst, baby. It's time for you to step into who you are.
I always say everything happens for a reason.
And the negative is clearing way and clearing out what is no longer serving your highest good, to open up that vacuum, to open up that space for your higher good to enter into your life.
Yeah.
And that was a channeling message. So I just channeled that for you.
And if you would like more message, book a reading with Tiffany.
I will totally
she does awesome readings, awesome tarot, awesome Lenormand. So definitely book with her.
I think for Margie, I definitely have more of a higher self type of channeled reading going for her. So with Margie, we can really nail out what your next steps are, because you've got some confusion going on, and we can nail it down to make it real clear.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need right now, is clarity.
So we were talking about crystals, and Deb was saying that it's the ones that we give power. So when we say, hey, this is my crystal for protection, we're giving that power to that crystal. So thanks for clarifying that, Deb.
Absolutely.
Deb is Martine, by the way.
We give it power, but we also open up our acceptance for that crystal to use its energy, its essence in our life. So as free will beings, by giving it power, you are unlocking your acceptance for its help. It's like how angels and spirit guides can't help us until we ask them.
Yeah, you have to ask the help. And the same goes like for anything spiritual upgrading.
Shayne? Did he freeze?
I'm here.
Okay, you totally froze.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got like glitchy. Whoa, trippy dippy. It is
it's funny because you went glitchy on my screen.
No crap. I'm telling you, we've got like some crazy energies going on.
Callista says she started using the evil eye after what we shared about it last time. So that's awesome. And how is that going for you, Callista? Are you feeling a difference by having that protection?
So the Nazar is so protective. But you've got to believe that symbol. You've got to be like, okay, I'm giving power and I'm asking this symbol for its power of protection. All right, let's see. Martine, amazing. Yes. Sage. Oh yes, Caitlin, girl, eggshells. Some good old they call it casacada in Spanish. And by using that and mixing those eggshells with it, you are imbuing it with that protection of a shell itself, with the protection of life, with the protection of the creation that egg represents. And I put other ingredients too, depending. I'll throw in rosemary. Rosemary is a great one. I'll throw in some sage herbs, whatever needs to be in there. I'll intuitively do it.
Throw in your intuition. That's what we say.
Intuition. Add some coffee to it. Coffee makes it more powerful.
What herbs do you burn? I burn sage. I burn a lot of sage. I burn sweetgrass. So sage is for clearing out negative energies, and sweetgrass is for inviting in the good energies. So
I use Palo Santo because
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo is a holy blessing wood. But I use sage and mugwort. And I love that combination. Or I'll do a smudge stick that I buy that's handmade. Shell, I can send you the information of who I get it from. I will get homegrown, handmade sage that is mixed with lavender, and I use that at night to clear and bless energies. When I'm doing readings, I use sage and mugwort because that helps open up your channel for your psychic intuition. Yeah. And then you could do like sage with rosemary, and that's more protective and cleansing. Those are great, and it kind of adds that extra to the sage. Another great herb that
Cedar.
See, I'm allergic to cedar. I don't do cedar. Cedar in me, if someone likes cedar in my presence, y'all, I break out in hives. I ain't joking. And it comes back on my allergy test. So I gotta be careful with that one. Because I lit some cedar straight up one day and I broke out in this. I was covered because I had a bonfire going. And I was doing a spell and I got the hay fever rash around my eyes. I was like crying. I was like, oh. And it was the cedar. I went and got allergy tested.
Sad. So be wary. We may say and suggest a whole bunch of different things to do, but you might be allergic.
You might, and if you are, then there's
especially with essential oils and stuff like that too.
Essential oils, I can't do lemongrass because I have a grass allergy. And I love lemongrass, but I made the mistake and I put it in my bath water. Oh, Lord. It was bad.
Found out quick.
Oh, yeah. It lit me up. And another good thing, Shell, in Mystic Witch, go look and just search in their herbs. And I have tagged every herb post that I've ever done in that group with that hashtag.
Tiffany is very well organized. And her groups are probably the best organized groups for learning about spiritual and witchy things on the internet. Not too many people are using the group features that Tiffany uses in her groups.
That's the teacher in me, y'all. Shayne knows it. I taught theater for 12 years in public school. And that teaching has grown into my spiritual path to where I'm supposed to teach about spirituality and about these different methods to help people and to empower you. Just like Shayne is a teacher in his everyday life. And he uses his teaching skills. And so you go into our groups, and our groups are very much a learning environment. And they're safe. They're a safe place. As much as we can make it. Oh, Stephen. Oh, condolences.
So this is a mediumship question.
Did he see her?
And we typically don't do mediumship questions on the Q&A because it's a different sort of thing. But
oh man,
Tiffany's tapping in anyways.
I didn't mean to.
Book a reading with Tiffany.
Yeah.
It's a private thing.
It's a private thing, and it's a combination answer. And I am about to bust out in tears. Message me, and we need to talk about it, okay? And it'll be a safe way for us to talk about it.
There you go. What about dreams? I have so many amazing ones. It's never me who is experiencing them, however, since I am empath, feel the feelings.
Wait, in the dreams, you're not yourself?
That seems weird.
You're third person?
You're third person? You're watching yourself?
Are you watching you as somebody else? Or are you watching, whoa, girlfriend, this is getting deep. We can get real deep on this. Is it color or is it in black and white? I need to know that. The fact she's remembering them are important. I'm almost wondering if she's tapping in the Akashic and she's seeing past lives.
It's probably, I was getting past lives.
It's past live dreams, and it's her as somebody else, but it's her.
It's still you, yeah. Usually it's still you. I mean, it's hard to be somebody else. You can be somebody else in a different time, but it's still you.
I had this dream, a third person dream that switched perspectives. And it was me as a dude. And I was watching this chick that I loved, and she was like, you know, in a relationship with another guy. And I felt the emotions of that time period. And I woke up and I was like, oh, okay, I'm a girl. I'm a girl now. So that can happen. It's very visceral, like you remember it. That's past
Color,
life.
she said.
That's past
And
life.
she's watching others. But you're still watching, so you're the observer. So you're still you in the dream.
But she's feeling the feelings of them. So
Yeah.
it's past life. Write them down or record them audio. That way you can go back and visit them, because that's giving you answers to some of your patterns in this current existence of some karma that you need to release.
Yeah.
It's others around me when I was storming.
That's what we're reading. We're trying to read it. We're like both quiet.
Is she seeing future though? I'm wondering, is it past, present, or future? Okay, take
When
note.
I say past lives, I mean all lives. That doesn't necessarily mean they're in the past.
See, when I say past lives, I'm talking about past incarnations. I'm not talking about future incarnation or this present time in future. See what I'm saying?
But there is no time.
Well, but technically in this 3D, like, no. Okay, we can get into time. Let's do it, Shayne.
I've had dreams where I've been in the future.
So
I've had dreams or past life dreams where I've been in a different, like,
dimension.
planet.
I get those.
Yeah, dimension or planet or
I've had angelic
stuff like that as well.
I've had a lot of angelic stuff in different places where I was not me, but I was me, but I wasn't. And it was weird. And I had to write those down to really weave through what they meant. But when you say you had dreams of your future, that does imply that there is a possibility of a future that could happen if timelines lined up for that future. So
any decision can change that, right?
Absolutely.
So
but there's a potentiality.
It doesn't mean a dream of the future outcome in this life. That's a different sort of thing, I think.
So we're talking timeline.
Yeah, but there's multiple timelines, right?
But then if timeline exists, then that means time exists in some form or fashion.
Well, we perceive time.
Because it's a human perception.
But there's also, it's a paradox. There's also an A and a B, right? Like there's like, okay, we're at this consciousness and we have to get to this consciousness. It doesn't happen instantaneously. It happens over a period of time.
Look what my candle wax did.
Nice.
Bizarro. Okay, so what you're saying is in that paradox, we have, we could break it down, because then you have the metaphysical aspect of it.
Well, think about it like if you are going up and we're under an umbrella, right? And you're at the top of the umbrella and you can see that there's an umbrella, right? So from that dimension or from that consciousness, we could see that there's an umbrella of time where it takes time for the water to roll from the center of the umbrella all the way off to the edge, right? And then people underneath can see that as well. But if we go up even higher, now we can see that there's multiple umbrellas and there's multiple rain clouds and there's multiple things happening. And we can see that this raindrop hits at this time and ends at this time, but this raindrop still hasn't even hit yet, right? So if we align with the fact that we are both raindrops at any given time, it doesn't matter. So if we are part of that higher consciousness, we can come down as this raindrop and have this experience through life, or we could come down as this raindrop and have this experience through life. And there's always this kind of time constituent, because the time it takes to experience and take that experience and go back up afterwards to the next higher dimensions is the experience. Like you need that, right? Like you need that Otherwise, it happens so fast, or it'd be like, okay, I got this, but I have no experience. I have this feeling, but no experience, right? You need to have the experience to change your, what I call soul learning, or those levels of
For life.
consciousness where we're the life lessons or whatever, right? So if we don't learn our life lessons, we come back down as that same raindrop, maybe in a different spot, but the same raindrop, right?
The same lesson.
On the same umbrella. But there's multiple umbrellas. You could come down as a different raindrop on a different umbrella in a different dimension on a different planet.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that could also have happened in the future or the past. We don't know yet.
But that's where
because we're coming down as this single raindrop in this single timeline.
Right? In this exact moment, in this
in
now
this
moment.
So be who you are right now and don't worry about the rest.
But that doesn't mean the rest doesn't exist, because technically, if we can think it, it exists, right?
Exactly. So there's every timeline can change.
So
but the experience can't. So if you've done it and the experience is there and it's in your Akashic records, that experience has been noted into the grand, thing, and you can tap back into it, and you can find that in your dreams, and you can find that in, meditation, things like that.
Akashic meditation. Oh my gosh. Go to your Akashic library. I do it for when I do readings. I meditate when I do them, and I go visit the Akashic. And like Shayne said, it's more about our soul's life lessons, these experiences, like soul contracts that our soul signs up for, like as that raindrop. And so those dreams that you're having are giving you nuggets of truth that you need to really notice and pay attention to in this current existence.
Yeah.
Bam.
So time slips. The question here is, what do you think about time slips? So there are times when you like, wait a minute, did like 3 days just go by? What the heck happened? And that happens, I think, to everybody.
Not
and
everybody.
I think it's called time slips.
Deja vu, man. I've had it since I was a kid. And deja vu used to, when I was little, freak me out.
Deja vu?
Deja vu all the time. And my dad has deja vu. So I got a lot of that from him. And those are like moments, time slips. My mom never experienced it. She has no clue what it is. And that's where there's that difference of realities and perspectives that some of us from very early on were already aware and awake and experiencing things like deja vu and time slips.
So for me, a deja vu is a very visceral experience. I end up in a position that I've been in before. And for me, the deja vu is like, okay, I'm on the right path. It's like, oh, this is part of my life path that I planned out before I came back to this body on this planet. So that's when I know things are lining up. When I have a very good deja vu that's very like, wow, I've been here before.
Some of it's also past life memories that we hold with our soul that are rolling over into this current consciousness. And so it's like our soul remembers a situation just like that from like 300 years ago. And then all of a sudden you're having deja vu and you're like, whoa. And it's that, like Shayne said, that checkpoint, that wink from the universe. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
K-Bear, girl. Those weird feelings, that's what I called them too. Totally called them I'll say it too. I'll be like, whoa, deja vu.
But I feel like I'm not aligned or grounded. Time goes too fast for me, I think. I think maybe it's a feeling to give me the message that I'm wasting time, but I'm not sure. No, it means ground.
Yeah, I was going to say number one.
Get grounded.
Grounded. Go ground. Time moving too fast, that's also anxiety too, because that into that urgency or that sense of expedience of getting something done. And that's where that is your soul, your higher self telling you to stop. Go ground yourself, take care of yourself on all levels, self-care, self-love, then you'll get back in your flow. Because when you're
bath is not a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time, it's growth. Yeah. So There's no
And it's
time.
clearing energy, and it's helping you, and it's doing things like that. So go ground, and then realize that maybe when you're worried about wasting time, that's a fear thing. So you're tapping into the fear, and you're going, okay, I don't have enough time to get all my stuff done.
Oh, hurry,
And
hurry, hurry.
then you're also adding in like, well, now I don't have time to take care of myself because I'm not getting everything else done. So that's even more on top of that. So then you take less and less care of yourself, and you burn out.
And
So
you're
take the time.
manifesting it. You are manifesting it. Stop,
Mhm.
listen to yourself, and slow down.
Yeah.
I've been there. I burnt my candle at both ends. And my
Mhm.
body literally was like, nope, can't do it anymore. Stop. And it forced me to stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get my phone charger.
Oh no. We are almost done anyways.
I
am burning out myself.
I know. I love this comment. You know, K-Bear, I love you. And Martine, I love you too. And you just made my night. She said, I remind her of Adele, which is amazing.
Oh yeah. Don't use the board ever. Don't use it.
Oh, no, Stephen. Do not use no, sir.
Book a session with Tiffany. Just message Tiffany after the show. She will straighten you around.
I'm a channel. I'm a channel, and I'm going to tell you, boards have negative energies attached to the board. Do not.
Yeah. And you never know what's coming through there.
And you don't know what answers you're getting and who they're actually coming from, honey.
Yeah.
It's a
so
bad
even if you did use it, it wouldn't be reliable. It wouldn't be something worth it.
It's not.
And chances are you're going to have to contact me for an exorcism afterwards. You have to use one of those boards.
I was going to say, it'll open up attachments, honey. And those attachments are not, they're going to run you in a circle. They're going to tell you what you want to hear, what you think you know at first, and then they're going to start leading you in different directions. That is unhealthy. No. Contact me.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing for those devices on your phone. Those are like a digital Ouija board, y'all. Those little games that do like the EVP stuff. Don't play with that crap.
I didn't even know they had those. I didn't even know there was phone apps for that.
I heard about it.
Does make sense though.
I downloaded it just to check it out. Oh, the energy with them is awful. Do not.
Yeah.
They have the app, and it goes through radio stations of white noise, just like on the ghost shows. No, it's called a voice box. Don't play with it.
Yep. Sage and salt bath. I might do the same thing.
Martine, I'm going to sage and smudge because I already had a salt bath.
The best thing you could do. Okay, so boards. If you really want to tap into spirit, get a pendulum.
Let's just
do pendulum work.
Let's just go there.
Go to the
pendulums. As long as you're protected, as long as you.
So you want to do clearing of your space. You want to call in your protectors. You want to do all that sort of stuff and clear your pendulum.
Always do it.
And then you can ask it questions, calibrate it, and ask it questions. We did talk about this before in a few different other classes. I do have a short video on my YouTube about how to use a pendulum. So you just go to my YouTube and the search bar when you're on my YouTube channel and type in pendulum. You'll probably find it real quick.
It's the way I teach it. It's great.
Same way, yeah. And it's like a 1-minute video, so it doesn't take long.
Automatic writing is good if you're protected. And receive message. Stephen, you are opening up some mediumship, I'm going to tell you. But you've got to learn the basics. And going directly to tapping into her, the loss of your mom, is not the basics, sweetheart. That's going from like stage 1 to like stage 20 and not knowing what you're doing. And it's a big ocean of spirit out there, and not all of them are loving. Many of them are not.
So last question, more of a personal question. This is asking, hey, what do you do when you don't have a partner that is on board with your spiritual journey? So there's quite a few things that do happen with this. It's hard. Most of the time you end up not being with that spiritual partner or giving up your spiritualness.
I
So
could not. So I got divorced.
yeah. And what it's like the spiritualness though, once you open that doorway and you start opening up to everything, it's hard to unlearn that or
Well,
to go back to that like 3D
you can't.
blind kind of thinking. And
It's a genie.
I don't know.
Once you open up your awakening, it's like a genie coming out of its bottle, and you can't put that awakening back up, sweetheart. So either your partner's going to have to get on board with you and either respect and trust you, and not give you crap about it, or and
Yep.
join you, or you're going to end up parting ways in the future. I hate that, but
Burn it. Burn it, Anna.
no. Okay.
Burn
The
it.
actual board itself, I'm gonna go here. The actual board itself is not evil.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, in certain circumstances, I have seen some mediums use the board in a healthy way, channeling. But they were a medium, they were protected, they were connecting. But most of us are not. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not there. I won't do it.
I mean, if you're already connecting, do you really need the board?
No, that's where you trust yourself and you use a pendulum.
So
and
pendulum, cards.
The board, but see, I would think burning it would, I don't know.
I don't know.
I would bury it.
Was it used before? Has it been
They played with
used
it.
in a seance?
They played
right?
with it.
Like, smudge it.
Smudge
put it in
it.
a box.
Bury
I mean,
let Mother Earth absorb it. Bury it.
Bury it.
I know it's bizarre. Get a shovel. Go find a place.
Martine even said that. Bury it. So definitely you got double.
Bury it. Not burn it because it's been used. I would bury it.
I just
if
like
it hadn't
burning
been
things.
used, I could burn. You would burn it, but I just believe that they can receive stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Martine is right there with me. She's awesome. Facebook user. Hey, Tiffany. Hi. Don't know who you are.
Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user. So if you're just joining, we're just ending the show here and we are going to shut down for the night. You can probably catch us next week on Friday as well at 7 p.m. Mountain Time or thereabouts.
Oh,
don't open it if you open the Ouija board.
Hold on.
Yeah, we were just talking about it if you just joined us.
Don't open the Ouija board. Do not.
We are anti-Ouija board around here. So
if you really need to keep it, okay? If you really need to keep it, you put it. I'm not really for that. I say
if your aunt who gave it to you is like, here's this gift that I gave you, and I want to see it every time I come over once every 3 years, and you have to pull it out and put it out on the shelf.
Black
do that, I guess, but if you don't need it,
surround it in salt.
Yeah.
Put a clear quartz by it too and a selenite. Otherwise, bury that sucker. Oh no! Where are you?
Good night, all your questions. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. I thought I lost you.
Yeah, we're gonna go. So thank you everybody for joining us today or tonight. It's always a pleasure to answer the questions for you, and the show doesn't work without your questions, so we greatly appreciate you all joining us and asking the questions, right? So thank you. The show works because of you, and the show is actually for you. So thank you all for joining, and thank you all for sharing, and thank you all for heading over and checking out all the links in the link trees that are available in the description of the video for both Tiffany and myself. And yeah, thank you, Deb, so much. Love you as well. We love you all. And yeah, follow us and subscribe in all the different places. And we'll be seeing you next Friday. And for those of you who join me on the Sunday Singing Bowl Sound Bath, Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time on my page. So head over to the events section and mark yourself down as going to that as well. That's all I got for a spiel.
And for me, y'all, you can find me on my Modern Mystic business page. You can find Shayne on Terrestrial Vibes, easy enough, in our link trees. We're in all the places. So, we're on Facebook. We've got our groups. We're on TikTok. Don't forget TikTok,
TikTok.
y'all.
Oh yeah, I'm new on TikTok.
I got Shayne on there.
So finally on TikTok. So you can head over and follow me on TikTok too now.
Sending
And I
love
got
back.
Tiffany finally on YouTube, or at least posting to YouTube. So
Finally.
subscribe to her YouTube.
I got like 30 people, y'all. I need some love.
Yeah, get her growing. I'm gonna get her growing up. All right. Bye, everybody.
Good
And
night.
thank you once again. Love you all.
Love and light to everybody.
We are love.
We are love.